welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping back, way back, to 1887.
Yeah, we're looking at Charles Sanders Peirce and his article, Logical Machines.
Right. And the mission here is to see what this 19th century thinker had to say about a question that feels very 21st century.
Absolutely. He was asking, precisely how much of thinking can a machine actually do?
And what has to be left for the living mind, as he put it.
It's kind of amazing how ahead of his time he was, framing the core AI debate before AI even existed.
So, okay, what was his big takeaway? I remember reading he saw machines as, well, fundamentally limited in a couple of key ways.
That's the gist. Two main impotencies. They lack initiative, and they can't handle infinite complexity.
But before we get to the limits, we need to talk about his definition of a machine, right? Because that was pretty radical.
Oh, totally. Peirce basically said, look, every machine is a reasoning machine. Provocative stuff.
Every machine. How did he figure that?
Well, his idea was that any device creates a physical relationship that mirrors a logical one. He even threw in things like chemistry equipment.
Like alembics and cucurbits. The distillation gear.
Exactly. He argued they work because they embody objective reason, physical laws acting out logic.
Huh. Okay, so if my coffee maker is doing logic and my brain is doing logic, is that just playing with words? What's the real difference he saw?
That brings us to the first big impotence, initiative, or rather the complete lack of it.
Right. He says a machine is destitute of all originality, of all initiative. It's a follower, not a leader.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It can follow deductive rules perfectly flawlessly even, but it can't come up with the starting point. It can't feed itself the premises.
Yeah, it can't find its own problems to solve.
No, he had that great example, didn't he?
Yeah, the geometry proof, like 70 or 80 steps long. He said the machine could do the steps if you laid them out.
But it couldn't figure out how to navigate that maze on its own, how to find the path through the labyrinth.
That searching, that figuring out what to prove and how to approach it. That, he said, is the principal labor of the living mind.
Yeah. The machine needs the setup, the goal, the rules, everything.
He had that slightly sarcastic line, too, about nobody wanting an original machine.
Yeah. Like a builder wanting an original journeyman. You want reliability, predictability, not, spontaneous philosophical insights from your calculator.
Okay, so no initiative. That connects to the second limit, right? The finiteness.
Yes, the absolute limitations. The machines he knew were physically constrained. They could only handle a few variables.
Like 4 or 6 letters he mentioned. They hit a wall based on their actual construction.
Contrast that with us. Our minds alone, sure, limited. But give us a pencil and paper.
The tools. He says the mind, working with a pencil and plenty of paper, has no such limitation.
Right. We can externalize thought. We can build bigger structures. We can overcome today's limits tomorrow. We're not stuck in the same finite box as one specific machine.
And this idea of building bigger structures leads to maybe the most surprising bit of his analysis.
Oh, you mean the parenthesis?
Yes. He calls algebra the best of all instruments of thought, which makes sense. But then he pins its infinite power on the parenthesis. Just brackets.
It sounds simple, but think about what it does. It lets you bundle things up.
Group propositions together.
Exactly. You take a complex statement, maybe a whole series of logical steps, put brackets around it.
A transmogrified parenthesis, he calls it.
Right. And suddenly, that whole chunk of complexity acts like a single unit, a single variable you can plug into an even bigger equation.
So allows for nesting, hierarchy, recursion.
That's the key. It's how we build limitless logical structures using finite symbols, that ability to abstract and chunk information.
Okay, so pulling it all together, Peirce is saying machines are useful, vital even, for the mechanical bits of reasoning, the deductions.
Yeah, they automate the grunt work. They free us up. But that spark, the initiative.
And the ability to handle the infinite through tools like, parentheses, that stays human.
Fundamentally human, yeah. He didn't see machines as replacements, more like a challenge, a tool that pushes us.
He actually ends on that note, doesn't he? Saying that trying to build better logical machines.
Like a logical Jacquard loom.
That effort itself will do very much for the improvement of logic. We learn about thinking by trying to automate it.
It's a really insightful feedback loop.
So here's the thought to leave you with. If Peirce believed trying to build his era's simple logical machines improved human understanding of logic back then, what fundamental aspects of our intelligence, our thinking, are we only just starting to grasp now, precisely because we're trying to build today's much more complex AIs? Something to mull over.